Truth About Ego by Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud was a very well known psychologist who redefined our whole understanding of ego or how our brain really works. So, Sigmund Freud gave an iceberg model and he said that our mind is divided into basically two sections: the conscious part, the conscious mind, or the unconscious mind. So the conscious mind is where we have more awareness about what we want, what we do, our actions, our words. The unconscious mind is pretty much the deep buried desires within us, um, and certain things that we may not be completely aware of about ourselves, or what we can do, or what we want, or what our desires are. And then he also divided this brain, which is kind of shaped like an iceberg, into three parts. The first part is the id. It's pretty much like the impulsive child, which is basically defined as our primal desires. So these are our primal instincts about what we want really, um, and what we really feel like doing at one point of time. Doesn't consider the moral compass, or doesn't consider the rational or the logical part of it. It just is the part which tells us is this is what we want. And like for instance, I may get attracted to somebody and I say, okay, I want this person. Or I might feel hungry and I said, okay, let me have food. Doesn't care, doesn't mean, or it's not important whether it's my food or somebody else's food, or I steal food or I buy food. So it's pretty much our primitive or primal instincts which are deep down within our brain. But then we also have something like a moral compass, and this moral compass is something that we develop over the years, with the kind of values that are instilled in us, the kind of ethos or ethics which are instilled in us, which we call as the super ego, the moral judge in our brain. And then we have the ego, which is basically the rational agents, which is trying to kind of, um, you know, in make a deal between the id and the superego, right? So it is wanting something, but the superego is stopping you, is pretty much telling you that you have to do it, but you have to do it in this way. You can't do this way. This is not right. This is right. This is wrong. So ego basically is the part which makes a deal between the id and the superego using logic, which is using rational. So it's called the rational agent. To give you some examples, is in terms like, for instance, say, you know, I feel hungry and I feel like, okay, let me steal my colleague's lunch. It smells really, really good. That's the id talking to you. But then, as you are probably as I'm about to do it, my superego kicks in and the moral judge kicks in and it says, no, 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 it's immoral to steal. It's not good to steal. So now the ego has to make a deal between it and the superego, so using logic. So it says, no, let us admit, it's not. We can wait until lunchtime. I'm not going to die out of hunger. And, and then I can buy myself some food. It's okay. I mean, maybe the colleague's lunch really smells good, but I don't really know. It's not, I don't have to steal it. I have money to buy my own food. Right. So that's just an example of how all these three faculties in our mind may work. Or another example could be that, as I've got an assessment to write an essay, and I say, oh, I can use AI, ChatGPT, or maybe Claude or something to write my essay and make it look like I have written it. I can tell AI to write it like a human, stuff like that. So easy. I just have to give one instruction or prompt, and my essay is done. That's so easy. But then your super ego kicks in, the moral judge kicks in and says, no, it's not, it's not right. Plagiarism is any form is unethical. From an academic integrity point of view, it's not good. It's plagiarism. It's like stealing. It's cheating. So now the ego has to make a deal between what it wants. It wants an essay, but the superego doesn't want it to be written in the wrong way. But AI, so the ego kicks in, uses logic, and then says, okay, I'll write the essay myself, but I'll use the AI to refine my ideas and to receive constructive criticism on my work. So maybe once my essay is done, maybe I can ask AI to give me some constructive feedback on my essay. Or when I'm writing my essay, if I have some ideas, I can probably use AI to refine my ideas, but I will write the essay myself. And that would be better learning for me as well. So, I mean, if I ask the AI to write the essay for me, I wouldn't learn anything. But my objective is also to learn. So, doing it this way will help me to learn. So that's how our mind works really. But the question is, it is that always this is the way it works? What if ego cannot make a deal between it and superego? What if our superego, which is the moral compass or the moral judge, is not so strong, is a weaker one? So so this is all dependent on how probably we have spent our formative years, how we have, what kind of environment we are in, what kind of values have been instilled in us, what kind of, how much rationality have we developed in ourselves. It depends on that, and that kind of determines then what kind of things we do. So you now understand why some people steal, why some people do immoral activities, because probably the superego is not as developed, is not as strong. So it's their id or the primal instincts which are mostly acting, and maybe they also don't have a very rational mind to understand that what will be the consequences of such actions. So this is how it works. Whereas you will find that some people are great leaders, or they're probably great human beings because they have an excellent superego which kind of knows how to keep a control on the id, and they have also a very rational, a logical brain, which also, that's the ego part, which kind of always is able to make a deal between it and superego and get the best action or the best possible response to any situation or any demand. So that's it. That's how we understand it, ego, and superego, and also our conscious and unconscious mind as per Freud's iceberg model. Thank you very much.